Flanker Jack here, and I think it's time to admit finally that Defiance 2050 just doesn't work. And it's a shame because I really did want this game to succeed. I really did want this game to be good. But unfortunately, there are so many problems with the fundamental setup for the game that I just don't think it can be ever repaired or fixed. And let me go into that for a second. You know, let's start with the positives. It's still a very deep game. It is a lovely real-world MMO where you have this beautiful, big land to explore. You have all these daily reputation missions. You've got story missions. You've got arc breaks. You've got community events. You've got sieges. Oh, there's a siege starting right there. You have plenty of things to do in the game, and that's not the issue with it. The issue with the game is, and again, I'm still gonna say that as a looter shooter, as a game where the game should reward you for playing with better gear, enhancing that gear, getting better at things. This game is still excellent. I'm still gonna put this up there as a model for, you know, for a 5-year-old game. I'm gonna put this up there as the model of a game that everyone should be looking at for future games. Now that's the good. Now here's the bad. The power leveling system is completely broken. And here's what that means. Okay, if you look up at the top left, right where my name is, Flanker Jack, it says next to it there's a nice big 50. Now 50 is my ego level. And if I go to my character, ego is my skill tree. As you see, I'm an assault class. I've put stuff into ego, willy-nilly, and that's supposed to set your class up for success. As you see on the other side is Assassin, Guardian, Medic, Demolitionist. Now in the old game, it was just one giant skill tree. And you could put your ego units into anything you wanted, and if you set it up right, you could be extremely powerful and extremely good. But they've got away with that. They've gone to this class system, which is good. I've got no problems with that. I'm actually a fan of that because it does bring some diversity. It does encourage people to play different roles in the game instead of just everyone being overpowered shooting everything. Kind of maybe like how the Division is. Now, the yellow number next to it, 2293, that's my power level. And that is based solely on an average of what my weapons and shields and grenades are at. Now, as you play the game and as you find things, those things have a certain power level associated with them. So let's look at the bottom here. This scattergun top notch, right? 2231 is the base, or is the power level. I want to say no, I have not enhanced it. So when you go into the weapon enhancement, press triangle. I can put 107 pieces of salvage into this weapon and bring its rank up and increase its power level. So I'm just going to show you what that does here because I probably am not really that invested. So I'm just going to keep pressing the button, keep pressing the button, keep pressing the button. So we're going to add 50 pieces of shotgun salvage. So that should be 50 times 300. Which is about 3,000. Let's see what that gets. Press triangle. Yes. Alright, so as you can see, I got 9 levels of rank. Bonus points to spend on the gun. And if you can see there, my power level is now 2321. So I've added 90 points of power level. Which makes this gun more powerful. And if I equip it, let's equip it here. That should also raise my power level 2293. Very nice. Oh no, it didn't work. Hang on. There you go. It didn't. No, see, there you go. Didn't even want to do it. That's just. Alright. There you go. 2305. So that's my power level. Carrying this gun. So, what does that mean in the game? What that means now is that the enemies I'm going to face, and I'm going to run around here till I find some, are now going to scale based on my power level. So they should be around 2400, give or take about 100 power, which is good. I want to challenge when I fight. I want to play against bad guys who are going to give me a little bit of challenge. Okay, he's a bad guy. Okay, so he's at 2255. That's pretty good. So let's just kill these guys. Okay, now here's the problem with that. As you can see, they're doing damage against me. So, because my shield maybe is a bit lower. So, 2255, as you can see, they did some damage against me. Now, if my power level was 1000, they would also be about 1000. You know, they would be about they scale to my power level. So, if I'm spending hard-earned salvage to raise a weapon score to raise my power level to fight more powerful enemies, logic says that any weapons that drop, any gear that might drop, are also going to scale to my power level. Now, that's just not the case. It actually scales to an average of what your previous weapon had dropped at. So, even though I'm at 2305, it's gonna scale back at 2231 to what I got before. So, the issue I'm having then is, what's the point of raising power level? Why not just keep your weapons as they are, keep the enemies a little bit lower, and just worry about the drops? It seems to be a bit of a deceptive practice to have you in the game, give you a great enhancement system, which I think does work quite well, and at the end of the day, punish you by giving you loot drops which are way below what you are actually playing the game at. Because the enemies don't scale below. You know, 2255 when you're at 2305 isn't really a... So look, these guys are at 2255. Oh, hello. Yeah, reload. So, this is why this game is broken. And this is why this game just doesn't work. So as you can see, it's just complete. So, and that's it. And unfortunately, after many, many hours and hours and hours of playing this game, 3 to 4 hours a day, doing every single thing in the game I possibly can, I've really just come to the conclusion that the game as it is just doesn't work. It's a broken system of gameplay. It is a broken power leveling system. It doesn't make very much sense that the game makes you go through all these great things just to throttle you on your... Now, I have a theory on this, is that the game has some kind of algorithm in it where... Because if you played the game for a certain amount of hours, you would be at top level power pretty quickly. And I think what the game does is throttles you down a bit to stop you from progressing too quickly. Here's the problem with that, though. First off, that's a pretty shitty way to run a game. You know, if people are putting the hours in, give them the power level rewards to go get better and higher gear. It's not doing that. Secondly, if you are going to do that, let us know what you're going to do. Give us tougher content. You know, just seems to be a grab to get people to either spend more money in the game or really just to kind of pretend we don't notice. Now, here's the other issue. If I go here and I buy a gun, I'm going to buy this Gladiator right here, right? 10,000. If I buy it, it's supposed to be at a level comparable to my power level. So let's go take a look here. Let's go into my thing. Da-da-da. 2160 is the power level of that gun. So even if I were to max out the rankings here, I would not get anywhere close to even what my current power level is. And I doubt I'll even get close to the 2230 that the scatter gun was at. So do you guys see what I'm saying? It's a rant. I wish I could say differently. I wish Tryon as a company would have at least wouldn't have gone down this road with it. I do wish that. You looking at me? I don't mind them remastering the game. I don't mind them saying that we like the game. It's 2018. It's a 5-year-old game. Let's reissue it, updated. That's, you know, because there are people playing this game. But everyone I speak to is complaining about this power level. Everyone out there. No one is happy with this. There's no way to raise your power level reasonably. There is no way to do it. You just kind of have to suck it up. And even if you do the higher level content, the game, it forces you to purchase ARC keys for money, real money, in order to get gear out of boxes at the end. Otherwise, so what I'm getting at is, I love this game. I truly wish you would fix it. I truly wish it didn't operate this way. You cannot tell me that this is how you want the game to operate in 2018. This isn't how the game operated even in 2013 when the game was released. So help us out. I hope you change it. I hope you guys watch this. Thank you again for watching. I'm still going to give it some time. Maybe I'll come on with a live stream in a little bit. But basically, I want you guys to look at this and just say, think twice about getting into this game. And if you are into this game, you know, I truly hope all of you can just take a second look at it. Maybe even decide if you even want to play it. I'm probably close to even just giving up on it altogether. I've done all the content. There's really nothing new that I want to even get in this game. There's no Now, let's go back to finish on this. Because of the power level, because of the enemy scaling to your power level, the time to kill is going to remain exactly the same whether you're at 0 power or 5,000 power. So there's no incentive to actually increase your power level, because what's the point? The enemies you're fighting against are still going to be as powerful as they were before. So if it took 10 bullets to kill an enemy before, it's going to take 10 bullets at a higher power level. So there's no point to that. There's no point to even powering up your level, because you're still scaling against the same old bad guys. Now, no one has yet explained to me why that is. No one seems to understand that that's how Tryon wanted it. So I guess we're getting kind of screwed here. It's a shame, because this game has a lot to offer the general public here. And I know there are people who played it back in the PS3 days, and I played it on the PC back in the PC days. So help us out, Tryon. Do something about your game. Either change the power level or change the drop rate. I hope you guys change the drop rate. But at this point, you know, I can't recommend the game. I know I said it before, I was very positive because I was really hopeful, but after time, guys, go play something else. I hate to say this, I've never said this before in my life. Go play Destiny. Go pick up The Division and play The Division. You know, which has a lot of things to offer in the next 6 months. This game, I wouldn't bother, guys. Go do something else. There isn't really enough to keep you going. So anyway, this is sorry to be a bit of a downer on a weekend, but this is Flanker Jack. You guys take care. Any questions, comments, or concerns, just let me know. All right, guys, take care.